It's time for Coffee on the Coast. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Coffee on the Coast. I'm your host today, Tina Prigge. Delighted to welcome back to the show Dylan Chmura-Moore and to welcome my first-time guests, Zachary Glaeser and Cassie Glaeser. We are talking about the upcoming Manitowoc Symphony Orchestra performance on Valentine's Day. It's going to be Gershwin and song. That includes vocals. This is so exciting. Dylan, can you tell us just a little bit about what we can expect for this new symphony concert?
Look forward to it. But first, can you go back to the opening splash screen? You've always picked the best choice pictures. We're all pointing. We're all very serious and engaged in action. I love it. Lots of good characters, absolutely. And we have two of them with us, absolutely. Zachary Glaeser and Cassie Glaeser joining the symphony in song. One of my favorite things in making music is making music with people and the colors and the textures and the sounds that they bring to the table, and to welcome two beautiful voices to a 70-plus piece orchestra of ripe, rich instruments. There's nothing better than, I think, song and orchestra. So having these opera arias that you'll hear on February 14th, I think really sets the season.
Yeah, and it really fits in with the theme of the symphony this year, right? There's a whole family kind of component. And so both Zach and Cassie are from the Lakeshore originally and are here to perform with the symphony.
As this is our 75th season, absolutely all season long, we're trying to thank those in many hands who have made this orchestra what it is today. And that is recognizing the fantastic talent that is and has been in the Lakeshore, and in some small way recognizing who's out there making it and doing it today. Well, Zachary and Cassie.
Yeah, and viewers, if you attend local theater, you're probably very familiar with Zachary Glaeser and his work. He storms the stage all over the place. And Zach, it's interesting because you're kind of a shapeshifter. Sometimes I'll see you like, that guy's amazing. And I'm like, wait, that's Zach Glaeser? Like, it's a totally different character. You know what I mean? Sometimes I have to remind myself, oh, I know who this guy is, right? So tell us, when Dylan reached out and asked you to be part of this upcoming symphony concert, what were your thoughts? What are you looking forward to?
Was incredibly excited. It's been a long time coming. It's almost a second homecoming for me because Dylan teaches at UW Oshkosh, where I graduated back in 2012. So we actually have a little bit of experience with each other, and the opportunity to get to sing with my sister on the beautiful Capitol Civic Center stage with a beautiful sounding orchestra. I mean, what more could you ask for? And I think, since graduating, the opportunity to sing opera specifically has been a little less for me since I decided to move back home and work a 9-to-5 and do a lot of community theater and musical theater performing. So to get to do some famous tenor arias, a beautiful opera duet, I should say, and then a pretty famous popra duet with Cassie, with full orchestra in front of hopefully a bunch of friends and family and local community members. What a dream come true.
Oh, it sounds amazing. And Cassie, you're actually traveling back. You're spending time out of state and you're coming back for this experience. Tell us about that motivation. Tell us about how you feel about this upcoming performance.
Yeah, so I'm currently in New Mexico. I'm here at Eastern New Mexico University as a visiting assistant professor of voice. And I jumped at the chance. I mean, to be able to collaborate with my brother again, I mean, it's a pipe dream of my parents, of course. To return to the Capitol stage after, I'm like trying to think back. I mean, I was on the stage for like a Peter Quince show many moons ago. But to be able to collaborate with the Manitowoc Symphony Orchestra with its 75-year history, I mean, that's huge. And to be able to do it singing some of the greatest hits and be able to share my passion for opera with my community, the people that inspired me to go into music, is amazing. While I will definitely miss the 70-degree sunshine, to come back to the frozen tundra, I'm used to it. I'm happy to do it because I love my community, and it's just gonna be so fun to be able to share those kinds of musical moments with them.
Oh, thank you for your sacrifice. You know what? I'm going to put up a clip of what the program is. Dylan, can you tell us a little bit about what will be performed and what to expect?
So I bet many of our watchers and listeners recognize some of these names: Wagner, Mascagni, and Puccini. These are some of the greatest opera hits, if you will, of all time, for sure. And in them, one of the reasons why they became so famous is their wonderful, wonderful tunes. Just wonderful, wonderful songs, melodies, and to bring these little best hits, if you will, out of these operas is a dream for me. There's something about the human voice that floats and soars and caresses us that is unique, and to blend it with the instruments of the orchestra, it's my favorite thing perhaps in the entire world. I'm not sure, and so part of that is just the music itself is rich, is engaging, is rewarding, is something that even if you don't recognize the name, you know the tune, you've heard it in a commercial or what have you. You know, these are tunes that have surrounded us forever and ever and ever, and will around us forever because the melodies are just so enduring, for sure. But it's about the people on the stage, as we've already said a couple times, thinking, but also looking ahead, because Zachary and Cassie are the next generation, the futures that the young people now are looking to try to emulate, and to give this and to model this on stage with this great repertoire. It's the best.
Yeah. When you do a collaboration like this, how do you choose the music? Dylan, did you already have the music and then ask if they would sing those songs? Or Zach and Cassie, did you weigh in and say, these pieces would be fantastic? Could we do these?
We both, I think, had a long list of things that we wanted to sing, more than we could fit on a half of a program, as you might imagine. We might have to do this year after year after year because of all the great songs that exist in the repertoire. So we both went back and forth with what our loves are. And then for me is, well, what fits them? Who are they as people? It's not just about the greatest music, but who are they as artists? Who are they as musicians? What are their voice really fantastic at? And so that was a really great dialogue back and forth of, I really excel at this, I love to sing this, let's find this to be able to work. And hopefully it was a decent collaboration.
Nice. Cassie, can you tell us about one of the pieces that you're planning to sing with the symphony?
Yeah, well, the opener is Die Store Halle, and it's kind of perfectly situated for me. It's Elizabeth returning to this great hall of song where she had seen her love Tannhäuser perform before. So it feels like that same, I'm returning to this great, beautiful hall of the Capitol Civic Center. So it's like very, very sentimental, very emotional, and she's excited. He's been away, and she's kind of withdrawn from the public. So being able to share her excitement and joy, and the orchestra is so thrilling. Like, there's nothing better than the starting notes for that whole piece, and it's just really triumphant and just a beautiful homecoming.
Oh, it sounds amazing. Okay, Zach, what about you? What are you looking forward to singing?
I would definitely have to say the Puccini, the Nessun Dorma, is a really selfish pick and suggestion of mine, just because it's probably one of the greatest tenor arias to ever be written, and probably one of the most well-known. So another one on the theme of victory and triumph. It's set as the Prince Caliph who has won the hand of Princess Turandot, and he gives her until the next day to figure out his name. And if she can figure it out, he will accept defeat and accept death, because she really doesn't want to get married, but he knows that love will conquer all. So he gives her that little challenge to figure it out. And this is the song the night before, knowing that he will have victory and his love will be victorious. So classic tenor stuff.
One of the fun things about the collaboration and choosing the rep between the three of us is we did not plan, or I did not plan necessarily, that this concert was going to happen on Valentine's Day. It was an idea. Sometime in February was certainly a possibility, but we didn't know exactly. And back and forth, finding a great program of contrasting styles and sounds and tempos and languages. Even we basically landed on a program that almost all of it is about love. Mm-hmm. It is Valentine's, it is Galentine's, it is Broentines, whatever, however we want to celebrate. Absolutely. However you want to celebrate the day and share the love for the community, because we all need more love in our community, for sure. And this is one way that it doesn't have to be necessarily a sappy romance thing, right? As Cassie mentioned, it can be heroic and triumphant and just embracing the struggle and of life that we've got to this point, and celebrating us and today. There's lots of ways we can think about love. It doesn't have to be a sappy, cute Cupid arrow in the butt, right? This can be way more than that. And so all of the rep on the first half really leans into this idea of love and celebration for one's community.
I'm feeling filled up just hearing you guys describe this and talk about it. I imagine actually seeing the performance on February 14th is going to just, fill you up completely as an audience member.
Oh,
We hope.
That is the goal. So, okay, Cassie.
Well,
Cassie, Zach, you guys have an opportunity to sing a duet too. Did I understand that right?
yes,
Yep,
two
we
duets.
actually have two. Yep.
Okay, what is it like to sing together? Did you guys grow up like from little on, entertaining your family, singing?
Oh,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah. Anytime we get a chance to sing together, we will. I mean, most of the time we haven't had a chance to do like love duets, obviously, just because, brother, sister. Yeah. There's only one opera that does that. And we're not doing that duet. But for us, it's anytime we can sing together, our parents love it. So I think the last time we sang together was during the pandemic. And we did like an online recital for the Sartori concerts. Am I right, Zach?
Yep.
And but other than that, we've been singing, we sang in church together. We sang at Wilson and at Lincoln together, and then through Peter Quince. So it's just, it's a treat. Obviously, there's something in like the physical mechanism, as a voice teacher, the physical mechanism, we share genetics, right? So our voices inherently will sound really complementary because of our genetic makeup. And, I don't know what was in the water that we're both like more dramatic singers, vocally, not personality wise. Right. But,
Wow.
well, I mean, but I think that like there's a different blend that comes just because of our voices being, from the same parents. So it's a really nice treat. It's nice to do a duet in Italian. That's very beautiful and iconic. And then to do the prayer where, like Zach said, we get to dabble a bit in the popra and made most famous by like Celine Dion and Andrea Bocelli. So I'll get my Celine Dion on, and Zach gets another moment to sing some high notes. Yep. So it'll be great.
All right. Well, viewers, just so you know what we are talking about, we've got a couple of video clips that I want to share so that you can understand how incredibly gorgeous these performances are going to be. So let me see if I can get this pulled up here. Okay. So we're going to take a look at Cassie first.
A voice and an actor.
What?
Yeah.
Get the hair out of my face.
Oh
Drama.
Wow, right. The attitude, the performance of it. I'm blown away. I purposefully didn't watch it beforehand. I wanted to
good.
feel it in real time. I'm blown away. I cannot believe you're going to be performing on the stage at the Capitol Civic Center.
Wouldn't miss it. Wouldn't miss it. Yeah, and that's one of my. So I was from my doctoral lecture recital on the works of Augusta Olmos. So she's an underrepresented female composer, and she talked a lot about like themes that women weren't allowed to talk about at the time. So she dabbled a lot in war and politics as well as feminine love and sexuality. And that song was about a soldier coming home, being super, and you hear the marching at the start, right? Super excited to be home. Oh my God, I'm home. I can't wait to meet my love. I've been waiting for her forever. And then she's like, you're back? Oh, well, I already married the farmer while you were gone. And then he's devastated. Yeah, so good. I love that song.
Do you have a preferred language that you sing in?
No, actually, I think I've had a chance to sing in many different languages. English is easier because you're connecting with your audience in a more like fervent way. But I think like singing wise, it really just depends on the composer. So like Wagner really knows how to set German. So when I can sing Wagner in German, yes, please. I think it's singing languages that are set by intelligent composers in most likely their native tongue is the best thing. That's what I subscribe to that.
Nice. When you approach a piece like the piece that we just watched, how do you learn what the story is? Do you speak the language and so you understand, or like the story is revealed to you specifically for that piece?
For most of them, I mean, I've taken language classes for French, Italian, and German. And then I've had like the most language experience I have is in Spanish, just because I started that in junior high school. But a lot of the research comes from doing the translations. Since this was a part of my doctoral research, I did a lot more delving into like the stories behind things because there just wasn't that much out there. So it's doing a translation, figuring out the using like the International Phonetic Alphabet to look for any like weird pronunciation things because of the time period, and just trying to understand as much as I can. But the nice thing about most pieces, even in an opera where there's like a subscribed plot, is that we as artists still get to make choices. And the fun thing is that in a collaboration with a maestro like Dylan, we still get to make choices as a group, given who we are as people and who the symphony is, so that like one performance is not like another, and we really get to have our own stamp on things. That's the thing I love the most, is that like collaborative nature, that it really is just each of us showing up and bringing what we have to the table, and that's the most fun, I think.
I love it. And Dylan, you're always really good at putting together notes in the program. So when somebody attends the concert, you usually have a description and an understanding of what the piece is that they're going to see, right? So a attendee does not have to worry about whether or not they understand the language that it's being sung in. They can just feel all that emotion and they can read about it in your program notes.
Well, thanks. But actually, we're going to flip it on its head a little bit for this upcoming concert. Typical program notes for the second half for the piano concerto. But for the first half, I've asked Zachary and Cassie, and they've obliged me to, before they sing, talk and introduce the piece to the audience. So instead of program notes per typical, there'll be translations in the program. They're going to actually introduce and give live notes to the audience. It's going to be exciting.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so we've introduced you a little bit to Cassie. I do have a clip to share of Zach performing as well. So let me pull this up. Oh, let's see. All right.
Funny how it feels to see this little bedtime tale is funny. I could cry to think of all the irony I've missed. What an unusual twist. Right at the end of of it funny? Who could see that this pathetic scene would be so funny? Once you strain to find the grain of humor underneath, life double crosses with style, forcing you into a smile, so it can kick you in the teeth. Just desserts. We can all laugh till it hurts. At my expense, I'm accustomed to working on spec. I always pick up the check. I think it's funny. Who could top or make this comic opera more compelling? You could weave in some deceit to even up the score. You'd have a saw on the floor that would be roaringly funny. Sad enough, my life's a joke that suffers in the telling. Just another horrid chestnut from the bottom drawer. I've heard so often before that I can't laugh anymore.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Bravo. That is so amazing. That's going to be an earworm in my head for the rest of the day. Okay,
Good.
Zach.
Yeah.
Listening to that, I can hear that there's an orchestra supporting you, right? What is it like to sing then with a full symphony?
You know, I wish I could tell you, but I think it's been 14 years since I've had a symphony backing me at Oshkosh. You know, I've been fortunate to do performances with maskers on the Capitol stage where we'll have a little bit of a pit orchestra, but definitely not anything nearing the numbers of the Manitowoc Symphony Orchestra. So this is almost going to be a reintroduction to a new experience for me.
Wow, cool. And okay, with Cassie, you being in New Mexico, how do you guys rehearse your duets?
We're gonna do it when we're home.
Okay,
And
I
we've
mean, it's one of those things. We have sung the prayer a million times before. That is like our parents' request. Anytime we can sing things together, which we don't often do, to be honest, we sing that a million times. We have both separately performed the Cherry duet, but we haven't done it together. So it really is just one of those things. Again, it's the connection of us rehearsing together, but also Dylan's role really helps to facilitate us coming together as well. So like, that's the amazing thing about being able to work with a conductor is, you know, he's doing a million things and is in charge of literally all the things. But for us, we just fit right into the pocket that he creates. So it's like a very safe space for us to, you know, put the work that we've done in as individuals into this big group.
Yep. And we'll also get a little,
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, we also get a little bit of a little extra rehearsal because we'll be singing at the Manitowoc Lincoln High School on Thursday. David Bowman, the former choir director there, has agreed to accompany us. We're going to do a little sampling of the concert for their choirs there. So we'll get a little extra chance to sing the stuff before we bring it on the Capitol stage.
What amazing inspiration and great role models you'll be for those students. That's fantastic. Dylan, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was a silly little aside that I don't think a soloist has ever said safe space when when describing being up on stage in front of an orchestra. So I love that. That's the hope. That's the goal. That's the dream.
Yes.
But you know, oftentimes it's nerve-wracking. It's scary. It's frightful. It's exhilarating maybe, but it's all the other things that make you sweat and have sweaty palms. But safe space. I like it. Let's go with that.
So the Manitowoc Symphony Orchestra, you will be performing on Valentine's Day, on February 14th. This is Valentine's Gershwin and song. I know that you've got a pianist joining you too, Dylan. How does she factor in?
Another local gal coming home. She's from Valders originally, and she's performed with the symphony a decade or two ago, and has made a life outside being a pianist, teaching and soloing around the country, and so luckily, and she loves Gershwin and sings actually a lot of Gershwin, as Gershwin is a great composer of song, of course, and so it fits naturally into the whole idea of song and arias and whatnot, regardless of that she's tickling the ivories or singing with her voice. And so she's coming back to playing another tuneful, although virtuosic in a different way, song, and that is Gershwin's Concerto in F. Everyone knows his Rhapsody in Blue, the famous, very famous Americana, of course, piano concerto, though we don't call it that. After Gershwin wrote his Rhapsody in Blue and got it performed, the very next day, what was going to be then the New York Philharmonic, though it wasn't named that yet, the conductor approached Gershwin and said, "We need a concerto from you." And so the story supposedly goes that Gershwin went out and said, "What's a concerto?" And so he went out and he bought a bunch of books on form to actually write a piano concerto, because he's just a prodigious and ingenious individual. And so his Rhapsody in Blue was just written because that was the music that he lived and breathed. And so we're going to actually play his quote unquote true concerto, which was written a year later, which is actually a not often performed work. It's overshadowed by Rhapsody in Blue just because of its history and Fantasia and all those kinds of things. But his Concerto in F, which is what we're playing, is every bit as tuneful and colorful and Gershwin as you might expect any of his other music to be. And so it is a lovely kind of full circle of what song can do and how it can be heard in different forms. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous masterwork that once you hear it, you may never go back to Rhapsody in Blue.
Lovely. Okay, I'm going to ask each of you this question just so you're prepared. We'll start with Dylan. What is one takeaway? What is something you want the audience to pay attention to or to experience, or you hope they leave the concert with?
So one of the favorite things about music is you go out to a concert and there's 1,000 people in the audience, and everyone has their own history and brings with them their own culture and day that they've had, uplifting, depressing, whatever it might be, right? They're all coming to this space together, and they can sit together side by side in brotherhood with one around them and take away this awesome art. And have it touch them and be emboldened and free to touch them as they need it in that day. And so, especially since this concert is happening on February 4th, to lean into that and to have that kind of shared community. Again, forget about all the sappy hallmarky things with the pink hearts or whatever. It's much more human than that. And so to take away, to try and lean in on that communal experience about expression and love and support and kindness for one another. You said it to me, maybe the last week it was, I think, Tina, the love is a verb. Mr. T said it very, very well. And so let's do that. That's hopefully what we'll be expressing on stage, the action of that to the audience, and being able to share that, I hope is the biggest takeaway.
Oh, I love it. Okay, Zachary, what about you?
I'm pretty sure Dylan hit it right on the head. The only thing that I could add to that is that beautiful music is happening everywhere, especially in our local community. There's a lot of talent. There's a lot of beauty to what the Lakeshore can offer. And the Manitowoc Symphony Orchestra is one among many opportunities for us to experience culture. I think a lot of people look at, this is small town Manitowoc. It's not quite Mayberry. A little bit bigger than that, but having opportunities like this to experience more than your day-to-day is a joy.
Yeah, great point. The culture is so rich here in a way that it wasn't in Mayberry, right? All right, Cassie, I just realized there are actually hearts on your shirt, which is perfect for Valentine's Day. Was that
I was like, I might as well look cute. I was like, it's a Valentine's concert. I have to be with a theme. Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I hope that people may leave inspired to listen to opera or other genres of music that they may not have before. And maybe they'll be like, I do know that aria from Turandot. Maybe I should look into this. I also hope that there are, young people in the audience that may have never considered something like opera or musical theater before that see that local people from Manitowoc are doing something like this and going out and performing on the world stages, and that while they have never heard it before, they go to this concert, that may change their lives and be like, actually, I want to do this. So like that's really exciting for me, is to know I never thought I was going to be an opera singer ever. And, you know, it was just the path that my like life took. So I think sometimes we don't know what the spark is for a person to, you know, find something that they're newly passionate about. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, Cassie, you mentioned that you're in New Mexico, and I think that makes me think of Albuquerque, and that makes me think of Looney Tunes and how many people have an awareness of some of these great operatic pieces because of like Bugs Bunny, right? And the Looney Tunes characters.
Yes.
Are any of the pieces that are being performed at this concert well known because of Looney Tunes?
That's a good question.
Looney Tunes is use the composers that we're singing for sure, but I don't think that Bugs Bunny or Porky Pig ever sang "Love Death."
You know, they did the Toreador song from Bizet's Carmen, but they didn't do the flower song from that.
Yeah, so there's dabblings, you know, and like the Ride of the Valkyries is like the famous Wagner one with the horns and the breastplate, and you know, but we're doing something more love related in the Liebestod, so from Tristan und Isolde. So it's similar, but not exactly. But I think especially the Nessun Dorma, I think that has, like Dylan said, it's been used in so many different things in pop culture. We don't even realize how much opera is used until we sit down and like try and pay attention. I know my parents, now that like Zach and I have done opera, they'll message us like, why is it always the serial killer in the scary movie that's listening to opera? Like things like that you don't clock, you know, like Hannibal Lecter loves his opera. You don't realize it until you're looking for it. And sometimes just like lifting back the curtain to be like, oh my gosh, yeah, like this is actually a really strong part of our culture. And I think for me, it's important too that people know it's not the highbrow art that it used to be, in the sense that it's unapproachable for people. Music is for everyone. It is universal, even if it's opera or if it's popra or if it's musical theater or anything. It is for all people. And I think that like, even though it may be a little intimidating, I think people will be surprised. Like, I think the way that Dylan has us like talking with the audience before is meant to make it more approachable, is meant to make it more like conversational versus like, yes, please come in here and listen to us, which is just not our vibe. You know, we want it to be a community experience, because that is the point, is connecting with the community.
Oh, beautiful. Right. Approachable and something that moves. Very nice. Okay. Question though. What's popra?
Pop opera. So like the prayer is one that kind of fuses popular music and opera. So there's moments in the song where like I'm singing more in the style of Celine Dion, which we would not consider opera. And then like at the same time that I'm singing in English, Zach is going to be singing in Italian. Yeah, right? Like what? Who would expect it? So, and like there's moments where we're both belting and then suddenly it's like operatic, and then I sing in Italian for a bit. It's like, so I think it'll be fun. It's a nice ender before our intermission. So like people just, I think that one is one that I think you've heard before. I think Josh Groban and Charlotte Church sang it. Yep. So it's one of those popular ones that graces the concert stages a lot. But yes, popra.
Nice. Well, it sounds like it's going to be an incredibly unique experience that you have to just be in the audience to attend and appreciate. Dylan, is there going to be any kind of afterglow following this show? And
yes.
Will Zach and Cassie be present?
Well, we'll have to invite them. You can peer pressure them right now. But absolutely, like almost all of our shows, we'll go out and have a drink after the show. So come on around back of the CCC to Stage Door Pub, and there's always snacks. And Lane is a great bartender to serve up your anything, even non-alcoholic, too, for sure. And it's a great place just to continue the conversation, talk to the musicians or maybe even the soloists after the concert, and keep the party going. Right? Music is principally about bringing us together, and so just because the music stops doesn't mean we have to go home and go our separate ways. Let's keep on having a good community.
Nice. If somebody begs for an encore at the Stage Door Pub, could that happen?
There's a keyboard there.
I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll see if the voice holds out.
Okay.
Right. But yeah, we'll be there because it's really important to connect with the community. That's why we're doing it. It's not just for us to hide in a corner. It's for us to reconnect with the people that have made like an impact on our journeys from Manitowoc and from the coast. So it's important to us.
I love it. I wish we could keep this conversation.
Oh,
no.
She wishes she could keep it going, but she can't because she's no longer here. Except
no.
we're still live, which is hilarious. Wait, no.
Oh, I hear you.
Okay.
I hear you, girl.
Is there anything else you'd like viewers to know before we have to sign off about this upcoming concert?
ManitowocSymphony.org for tickets. Get them while they're hot, and free tickets if you're 11 and under, special prices if you're 35 and under. Music is for all.
You know, that's an incredible point that you just made. Free tickets if you're 11 and under. So there is no reason not to introduce a young child to this incredible musical experience.
Song, drama, kids are going to be happy.
Yeah. Cassie, Zach, thank you so much for joining us today, for joining Dylan and I for this conversation about the upcoming performance. Do you say break a leg? Is that right? Okay.
Break a leg, or we say, in opera, we say toy, toy, toy.
Toy, toy, toy.
The German, where they're spitting over you like good luck. So that's our good luck break a leg too.
All right, you guys have a wonderful performance. Again, this Manitowoc Symphony Orchestra is, we just lost Zach for a second here. Let me see if I can get back.
There he is.
All right. Oh, no.
Just kidding.
All right. Valentine's Day, February 14th, Manitowoc Symphony Orchestra brings to you Gershwin and song. And featured performers will include Zachary Glaeser and Cassie Glaeser. Thank you so much to my guests today, Dylan Chmura-Moore, Maestro of the Manitowoc Symphony Orchestra.
Thank you, Tina.
Glaeser and Cassie Glaeser. I'm your host, Tina Prigge, signing off for this very unusual episode of Coffee on the Coast.
Thank you.
Stay cool, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.